Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about self-care. So before I get into the importance of self-care, I do want to say one thing. I do want to say that self-care is not a reward. Self-care is a necessary set of behaviors that you need in order for you to function in a way that you're meeting all your responsibilities and that you create a life that is happy and that you have satisfaction with your life. When you don't practice appropriate self-care, you start to function out of exhaustion, and then you start making decisions out of mental fog where you can't concentrate, focus, and really see the value in everything you're doing. You're only getting by. So it's important to really pay attention to your body, to your relationships, to your mental health, in order for you to truly know if it's time for you to really practice self-care, if you need to make some changes in your life in order to really take responsibility for your daily tasks and your ability to create a happy life. Part of practicing self-care is creating purpose in your life, because if you don't have purpose, it's hard to really focus on what needs to be changed and the behaviors you need to practice daily in order to practice self-care. Sometimes in order to practice self-care, you need to make some sacrifices in your daily routines or in your commitments to other people. When you practice appropriate self-care, sometimes that means that you have to schedule the things that you feel should just come naturally. If you don't, then you're not conscious about the important things in order for you to function well. I know a lot of people who have a hard time scheduling simple tasks such as eating, sleeping, and spending time with their family. And the reason is not because they don't have time, but it's mostly because they are not scheduling their time appropriately. Self-care is more than just having time for yourself to do the things that make you feel good, but it's also being responsible. It's also living a life that you are proud of. All of that requires self-care. Self-care is responsibility to yourself to live your best life. It's not just having girl time. It's not just getting your nails done, having a glass of wine. That's not just self-care. Self-care, it's bigger and it's deeper than these superficial activities that you would think of doing in order to practice self-care. A part of self-care is also getting to know yourself and evaluating yourself and becoming self-aware, journaling and reflecting upon your day, your actions, your decisions. That's also self-care, because you're tweaking your life, your actions, your behaviors in order for you to become a better functioning member of your family. When you practice good self-care, you start creating boundaries, you start creating good communication, you start creating quality time with the people you love, and you start to really feel passionate about the life you're living. And if you're not practicing self-care, it's important to understand that if you don't, life will remind you in very difficult ways. When you're overworking yourself and not spending enough time evaluating your life, not spending quality time with your loved ones, then your relationships start to suffer. Your mental health starts to suffer, and so does your body. Some people may get into depression, anxiety. You may have to end certain relationships. Your life is going to start giving you evidence of why you need self-care. The reason why life will remind you in that way is because if you're not taking care of yourself and you're just going by life, just going to work, working too much overtime and all these other things, you won't be able to give your best self to others. We were put in this world to serve others, to be there for others. And if you're not investing in yourself to take care of yourself, the quality of the relationships you're going to have, it's going to be very low. You need to really see and evaluate yourself, create self-awareness, and create some reflection upon yourself so you can better yourself in order to better serve others. Practicing self-care also keeps us on point. Like I said before, it's a set of behaviors that helps you live a healthier and more satisfying life. And not only does it help you be self-aware to help others, it also helps your health. There's many studies that show that stress And exhaustion affects your health. Your body is not functioning appropriately when you don't have a good sense of balance in your life. So self-care not only helps your relationships, your ability to serve others, your mental health, but also your physical health. So like I said before, self-care is a set of behaviors that help you live a healthier and happier life. It is not just about going out with your friends, having some wine, getting your nails done, not just about just working out. It's a lot more than that. Self-care requires you to just be responsible for your life and take responsibility for each task that you have to complete in order for you to have balance. So if, let's say, people think of practicing self-care as just like girl time, for example. Let's say you had a hard week, right? You have a hard week at work, you had a lot to do and you were stressed out. And then on Friday night, you decide to go out with your friends. You decide to go out for drinks, you let off some steam, you're feeling good. But then on Monday, you go straight back to where you were at before. You're not changing anything. So then Friday comes again and you need to let off steam again. But then the whole week you're stressing out. You're having no quality of life in between those times that you go out or you practice those small acts of self-care. So if you do that, you're just going around in a cycle over and over and over, not bettering your overall life. So that's why I think self-care is much more than that. It requires you to take responsibility for each day that you live, making sure you eat, making sure you sleep, making sure you have quality time with your relationships, making sure at work you're meeting your deadlines. So it's much more. It's taking control of each aspect of your life and creating balance in a way that's enjoyable, in a way that you're not stressed out, and that you just have a better quality of life. So just remember that self-care is important for your health, your mind, your body, your soul, but you need to create balance. You need to be the one putting in hard work, making the sacrifices, creating routines and schedules for you to enjoy your life. It's not just going to happen. And in order for you to have a good life, a happy life, I suggest that you really sit and reflect on yourself and on your life to see if you really need to make some changes. I really hope this video was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.